Eyup cock. I put a little tweet out on x.com. And I just wanted to see if everybody's thoughts are the same as mine about the best teams that come to your place. Like, oh, we've got the best away fans. Are they just universally the same answers? Which for the most part they are. But I'm going to give mine for the full 92. I worked it out earlier. Obviously, this just means absolutely nothing because I'm talking about away fans. But I've done 46 out of 92 away, including Barnsley. I've done 46. That'll probably be up to like 53 once this season's done because there's some new ones that's come up. But I will be doing a home one as well, which is going to be miles different to this because some sides, like Man United, obviously, away, very good. At home, cricket noise inserted, please. So the categories are very, very poo. This is like your serious bottom of barrel, is this? Very poo, poo. Nice little. I've clearly very imaginative. Average, alright, just like decent sides, I guess. Good, top notch. You got your baby goats, so some that are challenging the serious best in this country. Then you've got your goats at the top. I have only. I'm not. Audience retention. I'm not going to tell you how many I've got in there. And we're doing it alphabetically, I think. I have had to like rearrange this because it came in some like scrambled order. So we've got the AFCs first. We've got Bournemouth and Wimbledon. Bournemouth, a poo. Come on now. Let's not kid ourselves. They're in Premier League. They're doing very well. But away from home, please. Like, please. I think poo is genuinely being generous. But once you put some of the other like dross in here, they're somehow above them. The one thing I do rate them for, to be honest, because obviously they're getting minuscule numbers at home, but if they can keep going to like Wolves and Newcastle and these sides season after season and keep taking a 500 to 1,000 or something, because I saw the attendance at Wolves on a Sunday. You know what I mean? You've got to take these things into account. They're playing at stupid times all the time, and they are a small team. I do rate them for that, so that's why they're not very poo, but it's still crap in general. Wimbledon, I think, are better than them. I'll put Wimbledon in average from the bits that I've seen before. I'm obviously taking what they've done at our place into account. Barnsley are like more or less in middle of the country, a bit further up, but it's like a nice even ground. So it's not like you're at Newcastle, for example, and you're judging teams on average, they're bringing 800 miles away. But Wimbledon, for a League Two side, good following. They've got one of the best aways in League Two easily. I think they're probably like top. I'd assume they're like top 5 or 6 in current League Two, and I think there quite good. Accrington Stanley though, I love them. Seriously, I love them. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite ground to go to. I will go to when they got relegated, especially because we're crap and didn't get promoted anyway. I really like going there, but their away fans are dross. Crap. Arsenal, I feel like a lot of the top sides are going to be near top, obviously, because they've got ridiculous numbers everywhere. They're selling out constantly. But Arsenal, I don't think they're nowhere near challenging up here. I would have them there, in fairness, and it'll look a lot better once you start comparing them to other teams that's in that same category. But I think there is all right for Arsenal, because this is a good way of putting it. I would say the same to Villa-ish. I do think Villa are good. It's been a very mixed bag, Villa, when they've come to Barnsley before. I think they've brought like 2,000 once, and then they've sold out other times. Yeah, but they are a massive, massive team. I would argue that Villa are maybe better at home than they are away, just from when I've been before. And obviously that were in Championship as well, so they couldn't even be arsed then, and they were still quite good at their place. But I think Arsenal and Villa are quite even. Okay, right. See, people are just going to say, oh, they're shit. They try and get a rise out of me. I'm not giving you it. You've got to be very imaginative to get me to bite these days. I think we're all right. We are much better away than we are at home. If you've come to Barnsley recently at our place, it is a ghost town, which I don't even blame people for not being able to make an atmosphere at our place. It's crap. But away, I genuinely think we give a really good account of ourselves. We've got easily like top 5, 6 in League One away following. You've obviously got your Birminghams and your Huddersfields that are just better than us in general. But I don't think we do bad for the size of what we are. We've done really good this season away from home. I think we've sold out probably more than half of them. As average attendance is probably like 1,500 away, which is good for this league. And I think that is fair. I'm not going to take piss and go, but I think we're all right. Do you know what I mean? Barrow are quite poo, aren't they? I don't think they're very poo. They're better than Accrington Stanley, and you've just got to imagine what very, very poo is going to look like. But you can have a guess. But Barrow, I think, are poo. Birmingham, I mean, they are better than Villa away. They just are. And I would probably say they're better than Villa at home. I'm going to stick them baby goat. And this is like, I'm recording this on Friday. So they're obviously going to come to Barnsley tomorrow, which is a Saturday, bring 5,000. That is a rarity for Birmingham. I'm not gonna take piss. Birmingham before, I don't think I've ever seen them sell out at our place. Obviously, my dad's day, he said that Birmingham best fans that he's ever seen when they had West End and keep right on started from our West End and went all the way around into away end. But I've not seen that. Do you know what I mean? I've got to go off things that I've seen personally. which is still really good. They're a baby good. Why am I justifying this? They're one of the best sides. But yeah, I think Birmingham, in general, the fans are better than Villa's. Sorry, and I prefer Villa in general. Sorry again to Birmingham, but I do think Birmingham's fans are better. Blackburn, I think, are quite average. You know what? I'm going to order it as well, top to... Am I? I might do that at end. We'll just stick it there for now. I think Blackburn's fans are quite average. They said the success that they have had. I know it's a very small town as well, similar to us, but their away following is shit from what I've seen. In comparison to what it should be and could be to like other similar teams with similar populations around them, like Burnley, for example, miles better. But yeah, I think Blackburn away are there. Blackpool are better than them. I would say Blackpool are quite similar to us. Working class town, proper folk, proper club. Fuck the Southerners! I think you're going to see a real north-south divide with this one as well, because in general, the Northerners just are your better fans. I'm not going to apologise for that on this. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to be ruthless. Blackpool, I think they're all right. Bolton are better than both for us too, but they're not Villa, Arsenal tackle. I think good is where Bolton are at. There's going to be, like I said, you're going to find it a lot easier to compare teams once you've got a few in there. Bradford, they're all right, to be fair. It could be higher, because I do think they could take more away in terms of like the population of the city. But obviously their own fans are really good, the numbers that they're getting in, but that's not what this is about. Away from home, they're obviously best in League 2 by a mile, but that is down to the population of the place and how big the club is. But I do think they could take more. So I'm going to say all right. I mean, Brentford are just poo, aren't they? Same again. I mean, they used to be all right at home at Griffin Park, but even now their own fans are shit. Their away fans are shit. They're just shit. They're not very shit, they're just normal shit. But Brighton, I would say, are probably average as well. But that is your three smaller sides out at weight in Premier League now, I think. Brighton, Bournemouth and Brentford. Bristol City and Bristol Rovers, I think, are equally the same. I'm going to put them both in alright. Because, like, obviously, the attendances are different, and in Bristol City are taking much more. But from the noise level and the size of the club in comparison to it, I think they're quite even, fan-wise. At home, Bristol City are better from when I've been. Because I've been to both of these. I think Bristol City are better at home than Bristol Rovers. But away, I think they're quite similar. Bromley, sorry, boys, but I've not even got a clue. Not got an idea, but I'm going to have to put you there. Burnley, like I said, they are better than Blackburn. But I think they're in all right. They're not Bolton tackle. They're definitely not up here. I think this is a good gauge now of where we're at. Burton are absolutely horrendous. I mean, they are worse than Accrington Stanley as well, so I'm going to put them there. Cambridge, I would say, are marginally better than Burton. Still crap, don't get me wrong. But I think they're in line with Accrington then. Accrington Stanley. Cardiff. This is one that's going to change massively from the home to away. I don't think they're anything crazy away from home from what I have seen before. For the numbers that they've got, and they are the capital of Wales, and they've never really brought any serious numbers to our place ever. Obviously, they can be good in different areas when you go to like local ones, but they're not big travellers from what I have seen before. At home, they're very good, but away, I'm not having it. Whereas Carlisle, and they're not a baby goat, but I think that they are seriously very good. Carlisle, their team out at way, just on the Seine, up in northwest on the Seine, doing note. A small-ish club. I mean, they're big in comparison to the league that they're in. They're a big League 2 team, but the away fans that they take is mental. I know. Obviously, when they come to League 1, it's the first time they've been there in a couple of years. And they were taking like humongous numbers to all at big sides that's got a big away. And like they took a few thousand to us. They took like 4,000 to Wigan and Bolton and sides like that. They are very, very good, Carlisle. Charlton, again, very Barnsley, very Blackpool. That sort of vibe. Chelsea. Chelsea are one of the better top sixes away, I think. Obviously, they're all going to be very good. For your top sixes, let's not take piss. They're all going to be in the top notch upwards. But I think Chelsea are one of the better, like, 3 or 4 that I've seen. Cheltenham, I'm sorry, boys. Chesterfield away are actually quite good. I mean, they're definitely better than these 3. They're not up there, though. They're not better than, like... Oh, no. We'll put Chesterfield in average. Colchester, I mean, all things considered, we are depressing their club is. I would put them in poo. They're not worse than these. I think that's a level playing field, that. Coventry, I mean, I don't want to take too much recency bias into account, because you can't just think like, oh, well, Coventry have started taking thousands and thousands away when before they took like less than 1,000. Do you know what I mean? When they weren't as good. My first ever game were Barnsley versus Coventry. I think in 2000, or the first game that I can remember. I obviously got took when I was a Babas. From being conscious as an alive person when I was about 8, we lost 2-1 at home to Coventry, and I think they had about 700 there. Obviously, things change. And I'm not daft. As you get better as a club, your fans get better. As you get worse, your fans get worse. I'm not daft, but I think they are probably top notch. Now, they are at the minute. They're definitely like up here. They're one of the best in country at minute. But from past experiences and everything else, I'll put them in top notch. Crawley, sorry boys, I just can't. I'm sorry. Crew, I think a poo. Palace, again, much better at home, but they're definitely above average. I put them in all-right with other lads. Derby. Oh, I mean, they are better than Bolton. They're just are better than Bolton. I'm putting them in there top notch. Don't need a crap in fairness. Like, I know it's only a little town, but come on, it's really bad. Everton, a top notcher again. Another one that I think are probably better at home than they are away. Even if it is just non-stop booze, it's loud. Exeter, I know they're in arse end at country, but when you look at Plymouth and what they can do, I'm sorry. This is one that I'm actually sorry about, because I am taking into account how far away Exeter are from everything. But then you look at a team next door that's even further away from everything, and they take like thousands everywhere constantly. I know Plymouth are a bigger club, but that, am I being a bit harsh? Nah, I don't care. Fleetwood are really bad. Fleetwood are, I mean, again, they're just a little pub side, aren't they? No offence, sorry, Nappers, but they just are really bad. Fulham are poo as well. Like, people think I've got an agenda against Fulham. I ain't. I just think you're crap. It's not an agenda. Just thought. Gillingham are better than them. I'm putting Gillingham in average. And I'm putting Grimsby in average as well. Proper turn. Harrogate, it's just all posh Leeds fans. So, very poo as well. Huddersfield. Ooh. In years gone by, I'd have said that their home is one at best. But even their home started dropping now. It's not as good as that once was when they were in Championship and they're doing well. And they had that great flag at bottom, shed or whatever it's called. But away, they do take good numbers. They're just I'd say that they're just a marginally better us away. So I would stick them there. They're not in Bolton's category, not even close. Oh! Oh, Hull's one that can change very easily, can't it? I'll stick them in all-right as well. Ipswich, I mean, they did bring 4,500 to us on like a Tuesday night or a Friday night, whatever it was, over here when they got promoted. But that will be because they got promoted. Like, in years gone by, again, they've not been overly brilliant. They've not been able to write home about, but they are 4 hours away. So, and I remember I've been to Ipswich away before on a Tuesday night and we took like 200. So I can't talk, can I? But I think they're Bolton vibes, marginally better than Bolton, but they're not good enough to be up there. So I'm putting them in good. I'm going to keep my integrity. Okay? I'm going to keep my integrity. There is no bias. Leeds are one of the best fan bases in this country by an absolute mile. Easily. Moving on. Leicester, again, people think I've got an agenda. You just want to grow up, don't you, boys, to be honest. I'm going to stick them. They're not even there. I'm going to stick them in average. Leyton Orient. Oh, they're quite good, aren't they? Leyton Orient are quite good, but are they this good? We're not saying good, by the way. They're not in good. But it's either an all-right or an average for Leyton Orient. I think they're the top of average. Sorry. No, I'm not. Lincoln away are average, but again, this is one where if I do an home fans video, Lincoln are serious. But away, just alright on the average. Liverpool. They're not. I mean, they're not Leeds. I've got to be completely serious with you. They are not Leeds. I think they're one of the big words. Like I said, with Chelsea, they're two of the better ones, but they're not the best. Luton, I think, are quite good as well. They gave me major us vibes. Man City, not a goat, but a baby goat. Again, very, very good. People take piss like their home. Don't get me wrong, at home they are really shit. In fairness, the numbers are good, and the proper diehard fans have been going for years. But it's too touristy now, same as all at like big lads at home. But away, it's only proper lads that can go. I mean, to be fair, even that's dying, because I saw like 7 lads with Barcelona shirts on in away and at Anfield. So even that's going down pan now. But your proper fans, like say for example, if they got Barnsley away and they took 5,000, you're not going to get tourists there, are you? You're going to get your proper lads, and they are very good. However, we've got to be completely honest. These are best in this country. Man United, their away fans are an absolute joke. And even they're getting like infiltrated with tourists and stuff like that. There's people paying like £1,000 for a ticket to go in away end at Arsenal, Man United. It is sad what is happening. But that's what happens when you choose to support a massive team just because they're good. But away from home, they are serious. The only time that I've actually seen them at our place, it were in Cup. The better's 2-0, I think. It's when them 2 lads ran up pitch against Ben Foster and scored that screamer. And I'm sure Neville got sent off for 2-foot enamel, the great scrot. Grow a proper muzzy, you scruff. And they smashed all us away, end up and all. So I think they got charged like a couple $100 from club. And happy days, innit? Just a drop in the ocean to them. But away from home, yeah, they're easily one of the... I mean, they are best two. They are the best two fan bases in this country. Mansfield, I think, are quite good for size at club. I wouldn't have them in alright, though. I would just have them in average. I do think they are quite good, though, in fairness. Middlesbrough are good. See, this is the calibre that we're looking at for, like, the good ups. This is where you've got to be. Middlesbrough upwards. Millwall, I think they're better at home as well, but I will stick them in alright for away. MK Dons are pathetic. So are Morecambe, to be fair, but not as pathetic as MK Dons. And then Newcastle, another one at Baby Goers. Serious, very serious away following. Constantly sell out. I always get shown this picture of like Everton away in Cup when they took like 600. God forbid. But every other time I've seen Newcastle, it's just sold out constantly. Newport are poo. And so are Northampton as well. I didn't think Northampton were the worst side that I've ever seen at home, but away the crap. Norwich are quite underrated. I'm not going to lie. I think Norwich get a lot of like bad rep just because Ipswich are considerably better than them. But Norwich at home, I think, are quite good. But that's not what this is about. Again, away from home, I think Norwich are underrated. I'm going to stick them in alright. And I do still think that is higher than a lot of people would have Norwich. People have got this conception of them that they are just soft Southerners, aren't they? But people would have them in like poo, which they're not. They are alright, to be fair. Forest, very hot and cold. Very, very hot and cold from what I've seen before. Top notch. Not a baby goat, not even close. My debate there in my head is whether they're a top notch or a good. But I do think they are. Oh, are they? Are Ipswich too low? Coventry too high? No, I'm gonna stick Forest there. Notts County are quite good as well. I'll stick them in alright. Oxford, I think, average, obviously taking decent numbers this year to a lot of ways in Championship, but it's because they've not been there in a while, so they're obviously going to do well. Peterborough, they're not alright. I think that they're probably average as well. Plymouth, let's straight to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top. Baby goat. To be fair, they're probably one of the top baby goats as well. Like I said about Exeter, they're so far away from everything. And they're just a better Carlisle. The Donkeys away from everything. The local derby's an hour away. You've got to drive 2 hours to get to your closest game every year. It's a joke. And they're taking like 2,000-3,000 a lot of time. It's ridiculously good. Port Vale I like as well. One at best in League 2 again, but I will stick them in average because Notts County are better than them. Pompey. See, I feel like I've not got enough teams in good now, but Portsmouth are better than that. Portsmouth are top notch. They just are. Preston are just average, I think. So are QPR. So are Reading. Reading probably... Reading are there as well. Rotherham are crap. Same as Donny. And it's not just a Yorkshire thing either, obviously, because I've got the team that... Well, one of the teams that I dislike most in world at top. Rotherham and Donny just are... I mean, the small size, don't get me wrong, but the away followings are embarrassing. Salford, very, very poor. Like, one of the worst. Okay, here we go. Sheffield United... I've always thought are better at home than they are away. When you compare these two, it's very... One's like this and one's like this at home, and then other ones like this. I think Sheffield United are considerably better at home than Wednesday. But away from home, I've never been that impressed. Obviously, they took 5,000 to us in Cup earlier in the season. But I've just... never in my life have I thought, oh, God, Sheffield United, so much noise coming here. It's just, they're good. They're good. They're not top-notch. Wednesday, though. To be honest, they're one at best. Easily. But I will stick him in baby goat because Leeds are better and Man United are best. So I do think Wednesday are literally top 5 though. Which is sad, but it's got to be said. Shrewsbury are very poo. Southampton, we've got another good there. I think Southampton are there. That's a good gauge for them. Stevenage are very poo. Stockport I'm going to put in alright. I think they're better than the average line. I think that you're looking at a top 40, 50-ish there with Stockport. Stoke, so underrated, man. I'm having them in top notch. 100,000,000%. They are one of the best that I've seen ever at our place. They were absolutely nuts. Same as Sunderland. Sunderland and Newcastle, I just can't separate them really away. They sell out more or less constantly. Up in Arsend and all, so they've got to travel donkeys to get anywhere. They're just very, very good both from two at best easily. Swansea, I think, bang average for the most part. I think Swindon, oh God, Swindon. Swindon are good for League 2, in fairness. But I'm going to have them in poo. I've got to have them in poo, I'm sorry. Spurs, again, I mean, we're looking at least top notch. But I think they're closer to an Arsenal than a Chelsea. I do think Chelsea are the best Cockney top sixer. I think they're the best London top sixer, Chelsea. I'm going to put Tottenham in there with the rest of them, lads. Tranmere, I think, decent, to be fair. I will stick them in average. I'm going to do that with Walsall as well, actually. But then Swindon are a bit... No, I'm going to put Swindon up there then. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Swindon up there because I think them, Tranmere and Walsall are very even in terms of like being good lead to away sides. Watford are bang average. Oh, God, this is hard now. Oh, this is difficult. Well, one of them's quite easy, but this is quite difficult coming up. I think Baggies. I'm going to put Baggies in good. I'm not putting them in top notch. West Ham are one of the goats, easily. I remember them coming to our place when they were in Championship, because they were only in for 1 year, weren't they? They come down from Prem, went up through playoffs. They took Vaz Tay off us as well. Vaz Tay was best player in the world in Championship at that time. And I think if we'd have kept him, I genuinely think we'd have got playoffs that year. We were good side, but then obviously after we had him stolen from us, from right underneath us when we had him. Oh, we only had him for 6 months, and he was so good. He's one of my favourite players ever. Scored after about 7 seconds versus Palace at home. Oh, what a boy, man! And he scored. I think West Ham come to us and won 4-1. I think, if memory does in fact serve. And he scored an overhead kick. Turned round at Ponty and did this little love out. I love Barnsley. Just trotted off. All West Ham fans into away and all 5,000 of them doing conga, taking piss. Oh, they're one of the best. We're gonna shit. Wolves. I mean, Wolves are better than West Brom away, but not by much. And I think Stoke are better than them. And I think Forest are better than them. And I think all of them top-notch sides are better than them. So I'm going to stick them in good. And then we're down to Wrexham and Wickham as his last two. Oh, God. I'm going to be completely fair. I'm going to be completely biased. The documentary has tarnished Wrexham's name for what they were. It has. Regardless of what you want to say, Wrexham used to be, in my eyes, proper working class town, proper fans, you know what I mean? And now it's a shit show now. They would have never in a million years taken 5,000 at home before this documentary come in. The attendance has dropped to like 3k, and now they're bringing 5,000 to Barnsley on New Year's Day. Come on. I know, like I said, when you get better, your fans go up and stuff like that. But Wrexham away, at home I thought they were crap, which they were, in fairness. Away, even when they were crap at their absolute lowest, Wrexham were good. And I can't take that away. They are very commercialised and they're pathetic now. But I'm going to stick them in alright, I think. Because before they had all this circus going on, they were still taking numbers away. So I'm going to give them it. Whereas Wickham, the poo. How poo, you may ask? I'm just going to go with bog standard poo. But that's where I'm at. That is my away fans in this country ranked. So you've got all your little stragglers down at the bottom here. I think I found it tough separating your good and alright, but I think that is a clear line there of the type of caliber that we're after, the type of club that you've got to be, the type of fans that you've got to have away if you want to be in the goods. So this is only like, what, 20 something sides there. But the best two in this country, as much as I don't want to say it, I don't mind Man United, but Man United are the best. And Leeds. To be fair, the catchment area that Leeds have got, they've got Wakey below them. They've got absolutely nothing in like an 100-mile radius. So if they weren't selling out every week with best fans in the world, then you'd be surprised, wouldn't you? But they are still the biggest laughing stock in football. But that's that. Make sure you like, please. Subscribe. But that's the away fans done. I will probably do an home one as well because it is just very different. It is. And thank you as always for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always, to entertain you while you're having your beans on toast. Thank you as always. Love you all. I'll see you in a bit.
I say I'm a man, yes, I'm a mucker. I think of me saying as a right good looker. I say up that. Show us bit it.